guys, and welcome to another live broadcast. I'm coming to you live via Facebook and YouTube. If you are new, please feel free to hit that like or subscribe button so that you will be notified when our amazing community of women gather here. We gather Monday through Thursday at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, and we cover topics about intermittent fasting and how we can apply that in our life to make sure that as we are aging women, we are living our most authentic life. If you are new, my name is Diane, and for the past 25 years, I have been helping women find nutritional programs and fitness programs to help them look and feel their best, and most importantly, live their most authentic life. And for me, that has been done through intermittent fasting. I started researching intermittent fasting a couple of years ago and read numerous books, watched YouTube videos, found that I was getting some conflicting information and really couldn't find a community that was suited specifically to women, and most specifically aging women. And so I compiled all of my research that I had done over the past couple of years and my own personal experiences with healing myself as an aging woman, and put together a course that is called Intermittent Fasting for Today's Aging Woman. And I cover some of the topics that we kind of go over in the course here on Facebook and YouTube. So tonight we are going to talk about fruit and intermittent fasting, and I'm going to share a little bit with you about my experience with a watermelon that we had in our house yesterday. Please take a second, if you don't mind, hitting that like button, and if you know of someone who might be interested in this information, definitely always feel free to share. So yesterday, or the day before yesterday, I think my husband and my daughter went shopping, and my daughter has been wanting to get a watermelon. So they brought home this really amazing watermelon. I think it was like a seedless watermelon. And my husband was making dinner last night, and so we cut up the watermelon and we had it available to us for like a kind of a snack before dinner. I broke my fast the way I usually do yesterday. I completed a 23, I think it was, hour fast yesterday, had my shake. I have been omitting bananas from my shake because I am trying to kind of cut down on my sugar carbs. And so just had a really nice fat shake like I usually do. Was feeling amazing. Sat down at the island, getting ready to have dinner. There was this gorgeous bowl of freshly cut seedless watermelon that my husband had prepared, and I started to kind of just grab at a couple chunks of watermelon. Within about, 10 minutes of having some watermelon, I started to feel really nauseous, and I could just feel my stomach kind of turning over and grumbling. Next thing I know, I find myself just in the bathroom, just completely nauseated and sick. And so I thought, okay, well, that's no big deal. My body obviously couldn't process that. And we went on to have dinner. I had some chicken tenders and some steamed broccoli, and I had an entire avocado. So I was kind of hoping that would kind of settle down what I did with the watermelon. And had some water before I went to bed last night, my mineral water like I usually do. Went to bed. I had a little bit of trouble falling asleep. Probably after about 15 or 20 minutes, I fell asleep. And then I found myself at 2:30 this morning wide awake. I was awake from 2:30 to about 4:30 this morning, could not fall asleep, had like the most miserable experience with night sweats. I had leg cramps, my feet were cramping up, just total miserable night. And the only thing that I did different yesterday that I haven't done in a very, very, very long time was overindulge in some very harmless, quote unquote, watermelon. And it really came back to bite me. And I want to share this experience with you guys because I know there's a lot of women who are currently in my intermittent fasting course, and the women who've already graduated had to kind of learn this the hard way, and it's a really hard thing to comprehend because we think fruit is so good for us. But all that sugar in that watermelon just totally revolted on my body and made me feel absolutely sick and caused what we know to be menopausal or perimenopausal, quote unquote, symptoms for me last night. Insomnia, leg cramps, and night sweats. And I haven't had those in a very, very, very long time. And why I'm sharing this with you guys is because I know a lot of you are having a really hard time letting go of your fruit. You can't imagine how fruit would be bad for you. But what we really need to understand is fruit is basically sugar. And it is a root cause for a lot of the symptoms that we women suffer as we start to age, and our body's chemistry is just changing on us. And so we cannot break down that sugar the way we once could. And what I had as a portion of watermelon yesterday afternoon was very, very mild compared to the way I used to eat fruit a couple of years ago, or when I was, kind of trying to figure out what was going on with my body, and I was very insulin resistant and ended up becoming pre-diabetic. And so I didn't even have to necessarily overindulge in the watermelon for it to adversely affect my body and then carry on through an entire night of insomnia, night sweats, and cramping in my legs and my feet. And so a lot of women that I talk to in my consult calls, or a lot of women who are reaching out to me here either on Facebook or YouTube, have those very similar complaints with the night sweats and the insomnia and the leg cramps. And a lot of women are reaching out to, some prescription type medications or even some hormone replacement type of things to settle all those symptoms. And what I experienced last night were symptoms that were caused by something that I deliberately did to myself by eating too much fruit. And I know there are a lot of women who are still doing the same exact thing. So I just would like for you to kind of pause and maybe think about what it is that you're doing in your daily routines and what you're doing in your nutrition. And are there places that you can maybe cut back and experiment with to see if you can do a little bit of self-care, maybe some self-maintenance to get some of those symptoms that you're feeling sort of subsided. And I know I learned my lesson the hard way. I know what sugar does to my body, but I just thought maybe a couple pieces of watermelon wouldn't do me much harm and I would be able to kind of fast it away. But it hit me immediately and made me had a horrible night last night. And so I know now that even minimal amounts of fruit are something that my body just can no longer handle because I have completely, gotten them out, even including the little piece of banana that I have been putting in my shake. I've been omitting that as well. And so we really do need to understand that fruits and vegetables should not be put in the same category. That fruit should be put in that category with dessert type options or high sugar options. And it is that thing that if you really want to get great results with intermittent fasting, intermittent meaning that we're going to be changing kind of our fasting and our feasting windows, that becoming very honest with yourself about what fruit might be doing for you and how it might be holding you back from the results that you're looking for is going to do us some good. And knowing that that fruit could be that thing that's going to be really the sticking point for you, and that giving it a week or two of a test of getting it out of your body and out of your system will just make what you're doing with fasting so much more beneficial for you, and it will feel better. Oftentimes when we get that sugar taste, then we start to crave sugar even more. Our hunger hormones go back out of balance. It takes us longer to get that fat adaptive state because our body is designed to take the easy route. And it's going to look for that sugar to burn for energy. And then it's going to send you those signals that it wants more by making you feel uncomfortable. And if we don't know better, we are going to reach for the quick fix of sugar to make our feelings be subsided and make us feel a little bit more comfortable in our own skin. So if you're struggling with fasting and you're struggling with the results that you're looking for, or maybe you're struggling with some health issues like I was, I would really take a good hard look at your life and what you're doing in your nutrition, and really coming to grips with the reality that sugar, and fruit sugar more specifically, could be that thing that is really going to get you stuck and not get you to that point where you need to be, or where you're hoping to be with what you're doing with your fasting and your feasting. You don't need to necessarily count grams of sugar or anything like that. Just keep the really obvious sugar-loaded things out of your life. And, when I hear a woman say that they're breaking their fast with a smoothie, I always ask them to please detail what it is they're putting in their smoothie. And 9 times out of 10, it's 3/4 fruit and maybe some greens. And when you're creating a sugar bomb for yourself to break your fast, your body will become very dependent on that and will hold on to a lot of that body fat because it's going to just be utilizing that readily available sugar that you put in your body to use as energy. And it's going to be really hard for you to balance out those hunger hormones, and then hard for you to balance out those the rest of the hormones that you have going on that are kind of throwing your body out of whack, which are keeping you in that state where you're unable to lose weight and unable to get the results that you know that you should have and that the results that you deserve to have, because just because we're aging women doesn't necessarily mean that we have to be okay with throwing in the towel on looking and feeling our best. So I'm going to ask you tomorrow, think about all the times that you're putting fruit in your nutritional plan, and are there places that maybe you can start weaning it out and getting to the point where you can, maybe be fruitless. And that's really the lifestyle that I've adapted. And I'm a California girl. I grew up on fruit. I love fruit. Fruit was my happy food. And I had to kind of wean myself out of it. And I did it very gradually. I kind of created some boundaries that I've talked about here before with, just eating the lower glycemic fruits at first, and then just having days that I had fruit. And then now, very infrequently do I reach for fruit, except when my husband brings home a really delicious watermelon. And now I've actually learned my lesson on that and will not be indulging in that anymore either. Sometimes we do have to learn lessons the hard way in order for them to stick, and I'm sure a lot of you are going through that same process. And I know there's a lot of women in my July group who don't trust me that they have to get rid of the fruit that they're putting in their smoothies or the little fruit snacks that they're indulging in throughout the day. And once you can kind of let go of that and you understand how your body chemistry works with burning off sugar to get to that fat adaptive state, then letting go of that sugar becomes a lot easier once you understand how fast your body will get to burning away fat and getting you to the results that you're looking for. So I'm going to go over here and start on YouTube today and welcome everyone and answer any questions that we have over here. My goodness, YouTube, you are on it tonight. Thanks so much for all the comments. Brown Eyes, hello. Heather, thanks for jumping in with us. Janet, good to have you here. Pamela, nice to see you. Kelly, hello. Denise, so happy to be here on time. Denise, nice to have you here on time. My screen says waiting on Diane. We're here. Hopefully you're in now. Let's see. Evelyn, checking in from New Jersey. Welcome from New Jersey. Amanda, hello. Crystal, good evening. Yes, I learned the hard way, but not quite as bad as your experience. Oh, Pamela, it was bad. And I think it's just because I have been so good about fruit and really haven't let any in. I've even given up my green apples, which were my very last thing to give up. I think it just totally hit me wrong. But oof, I'm glad I'm over that. Last night was horrible. Kelly, I'm having let's see. Kelly, I think I accidentally deleted your message. Sorry. Pamela, fruit is now my dessert. I'm not included in all my meals. What a difference. Yeah. Pamela, that's the way I feel. I'll kind of explain how to categorize fruit in just a second. Carmen, I don't know how I found you, but so glad I did. Love listening to your wisdom with all. We'll be there in August. Oh yeah, cool. August will be starting, I think we figured out it's like July 29th or something like that. So keep an eye out. We'll email you if you're on our email list. Hey, Jody, nice to have you here. Been more thorough in my About Me form. I should really email you the missing info. Yeah, Jody, go ahead. Just you don't even have to do the About You form. Just send me an email with whatever information you want me to have about you. Listen, Little Miss Muffet, how do you feel about stevia? I only use stevia. That makes me feel my best. So if you find something that's all natural, that has no calories in it, and it works for your body chemistry, I say go for it. Denise, your course, especially today's lesson, really helped me with the fruit, calories, and fasting. I omitted my fruit today and did okay. I was happy. We'll continue. Okay, cool. Yeah, the butter coffee's next. If you took fruit out of your shake, then what did you replace it with? Nothing. I get enough potassium in my other food. Bananas aren't really that as high in potassium as everybody thinks. You can get potassium from broccoli. So I have a very well balanced diet. I get plenty of nutrients. I don't need to worry about, I was having this much banana in my shake. Trust me, my body is not missing anything. I was using it for creaminess and sweetness, and it was creating a belly fat layer that I didn't like. And so I decided that the look of my core was more important to me than a taste of a banana, and it was so easy for me to get rid of. I finally made it to a 20-hour fasting window today with no problem. Left the fruit alone too. I'm used to having fruit every day, so I'm excited to see how it helps. It'll help a lot. I guess honey is just sugar. Honey is just sugar. Honey's sugar, as well as agave is sugar. All of that is sugar. If it's sweet, it's sugar. Angel, good to have you live. black coffee today and did great. Awesome. Deborah Hawkins, what's up, girl? Juliet from Riverside, California. I do the fasting part well, but then when I am in the feasting time, I'm at a loss of what to have. No carbs, low carbs, please help. Kathleen, if you're in our course, we teach you how to do that. Leanne, can't wait to talk to you next week. Lots of questions. Get your questions ready. We go fast and furious on those calls. Hey, from Canada, the longer you abstain from foods that aren't good for you, the stronger your reaction when you have them again. Yeah, I totally agree. That's why I have I explain that when I get something that has soy in it, one bite, and I know that there's soy in that thing, and that's just because I've been soy-free for so long. So it does. And what also happens is if you're having a lot of cross intolerances and you take them all away and then start reintroducing food, you might find that some foods that you thought you were having a problem with, you actually don't. Shauna, hi, I'm liking how I feel, but haven't shared with anyone because the info is so foreign, learning a lot. Just share with us, Shauna. You don't have to share with anybody else. We'll understand. Rhonda, what are the bad symptoms from having fruit? My stomach just didn't respond well, and it made sure that the watermelon exited pretty quickly, and then I was up all night. Kelly, I received an email today, but the video wouldn't show. Can you resend it? Is it the one about the pesto? If it's the pesto one, you can go to my YouTube channel. It's up there. Okay, let me see what's going on over here on my Facebook page. Lots of comments here. I'm loving it. Let me go through the hellos really quick. My husband and my neighbor are here. Melissa, good to have you. Doreen, hello. Sandra, hi there. Maria, good to have you back. Yvonne, oh no, it's not going to end well. It was bad. Greg and Teresa, hi. Diane, so glad to join tonight. Glad to have you here. Catherine, hi Dan, loving the July group so far. I've been doing 20-hour fast. Awesome, that's a perfect place to be. Niagara Falls is in the house. Robin, good to have you. Vivere, good to have you here. Elizabeth, show us the guns. I don't really have guns right now. I'm not really working out, but I have nice lean arms because of my human growth hormone, my fasting. So wait till I start working out, then I'll show you some guns. Jackie, hello. Lynn, hello. Ellie from Oklahoma, good to have you. Diane, hi Diane from DC, just want to know I'm here. Oh, awesome. Thanks for letting me know you're here. Love saying hello. Lydia, good from New Jersey. Cypress, Texas. Mary, finished my 4th day and feeling much better. Had gotten past the headaches, and the 2nd and 3rd day I fasted for 20.5 hours today. Awesome. Tomorrow you're going to understand why you're having headaches. Cheryl, hi from Atlanta. Mary from California. Jessica's here. Janetta, hello. Mary fasted 21.5 hours today, my longest ever fast. Awesome. Now sit in it for just a little bit. The 21.5 hour fast, sit there for a little bit and let your body kind of adjust to that. There's no like reason to start amping out fasting hours. Let your body kind of get comfortable with that fasting window. Gracie, Missouri. This is very interesting and something I've been struggling with. Fruit has been my only dessert for 5 years. Okay, so let me get through these and I'm going to talk to you how I treat my fruit. Just discovered you off YouTube. Glad to see you live and starting to follow you. Hello from Mississippi. Hey, Marcy, glad to have you here. Fasted 24 hours. Awesome. Avocado is a fruit. Yay, right? Utah is in the house. Maryland's here. Hello from Oklahoma. Jessica from Boston. Jessica, I saw my tank top that you sent me, I think, was it last year or 2 years ago? I'm going to pop that thing out and I'll wear it on live to represent you, my girl. Maria, how do you compare fruit with dark chocolate? Oh, they're not really the same, fruit and dark chocolate. Cheryl, bye-bye fruit. Yep, bye-bye fruit. Mary, I've been eating berries in my fasting window, but thanks you for sharing your experience. I'm going to cut back until yep. So I say cut it out. Yeah, I would say cut out blackberries and blueberries too, just for a week or two and see how you feel. Day 2, I had strawberries at dinner and was hungry the rest of the night. No more fruit for me. Yep, it makes you hungry. Makes you hungry for sure. Doris, just finished 70-hour fast, feel good. Haven't had watermelon in 7 months. Miss it so much, but it's worth giving up. Yeah, Doris, I was missing it so much too till about 20 minutes after I had it, and then I was regretting the fact that I indulged. Flancy, hi there. Thanks for sharing your experience. I'm taking in some good info here. I'm thinking about IF. Have done it in the past, not quite ready where to start. Okay, Flancy, jump into one of our courses. We start on July 15th and I think again July 29th. So we have a couple coming up pretty quick. Do you think adding fat with fruit is a good idea for kids? Explain PB with apple. Yeah, you know, kids break down sugar differently than we do as aging women. So I would say, like, you don't want to necessarily cut off your kids from fruit, but I would say just be very aware of how much sugar overall they're getting. And But, I would say that fruit would probably be the best option over just, corn syrup or some sugar-filled snacks or something like that. So, yeah, I definitely give them some fruit. And I used to offset my fruit with also having a protein at the same time. So it just made me feel better. Bobby, thanks for the info. Going to omit my half a banana from my Shakeology tomorrow and breaking my fast. Yes, it makes a big difference. Now, does it taste the same? No, it doesn't taste the same. But nothing tastes as good to me as the taste I get when I see my core chiseled and actually showing. And when I'm eating too much fruit, that's the very first thing that goes. So I get used to the taste really quick. Jamie, should I consider IF if I'm almost 30? How to begin? Yeah, I would say it wouldn't hurt you. Definitely jump in with one of our courses and we'll teach you how to do it correctly. Miss Vic from Australia, good to have you here. Nashville's in the house. Kate, hey Diane, love IF, gets easier every day. It sure does. You're welcome for the July course. The July course is killing it. Linda from Delaware. Let me see if I have any more questions. Cutting out fruit to stop hot flashes. I'm hoping it works. Okay, so yeah, and it takes a little while for your body to kind of flush through all that sugar from the fruit. So if it doesn't work the first night, don't panic. Just keep that fruit out, keep the mineral water up, and your body's hormones will balance out, and then you'll start to readjust, and you'll be able to really take advantage of the no sugar and getting rid of some of those symptoms. How do I get in the July 29th class? I'm so ready. Doris, my husband posted a link. It starts at the bit.ly. I think it's called IF Join. Barbara from Minneapolis is here. Good. Arnulfo's back. Good to have you back, Arnulfo. Okay, let me see. We're back over here on YouTube. Okay, I'm going to kind of just read the questions so I can get through these pretty quick. If you're having problems with what to break your fast with and you're in the course, post the question in the Facebook group. Hello from Canada. If you're not in the course, then I highly recommend that you jump in. I'm liking how I feel, but haven't shared with it. Okay, we already did that. Already did that. Know your daily video. Okay, cool. Yeah, you got to get in the course. Fruit makes me crave more sugar. It sure does. Sugar makes you crave sugar. It makes your body crave sugar, not you. So you got to break your body from craving it. Kathleen, I'm in the July group. Guess I hasn't been covered yet. I'll be patient. Which part, Kathleen? Let me know what hasn't been covered yet, and I'll let you know when it's coming. Monica from Long Beach is here. Houston's in the house. So are you saying cut out all fruit? Yeah, cut out all fruit. What are you going to keep? I cut out fruit, and I'm not missing it at all anymore. I'm glad I've never liked watermelon. Oh, my gosh, it was horrible. Jenna, I added a third of a banana to my smoothie last week, and the inflammation in the ball of my foot flared back up. It took 3 or 4 days to completely clear up. No more fruit for me. Yep, good lesson. I have to wait for our consult to get the Shakeology. No, Brown Eyes 1547. Email me at dianeparhamfitness@gmail.com and I'll hook you up. Jill, good to have you here. Cynthia, Dr. Oz, mini intermittent fasting show yesterday for about 15 minutes. Never thought he would do a show on this. Dr. Oz. He'll go wherever the action is. Doesn't everything break down into sugars for energy? Thanks for the info. No, not necessarily. Diane, how much mineral water do you drink daily? Loving what I'm learning in the July group. Okay, so this is how I do my water. I do 25 ounces when I first wake up of my Mountain Valley spring water, which has the magnesium, potassium, sodium. Then I have a cup of coffee, or 2. I think it ends up being like 2 cups of coffee. Then I have my insulated water bottle, which has ice. I put ice in here like 6 hours ago. There's still ice in there. So I have this. This is 25 ounces. Then I have another one of these, so that's 75 ounces altogether. And then I close out the day with mineral water, Mountain Valley. And then in between somewhere, I'll usually have like a cold Pellegrino because that has carbonation in it. And I love that as well. So anywhere between 100 and 150 ounces of water a day. I shoot for 100. Anything more than that is just bonus. And that's helping with the night sweats as well. So did you replace the fruit with? Nothing. With vegetables and healthy fats is what I replace fruit with. Okay, for a 20-year-old? Kind of depends on what your goals are, Lisa. What you eat. My son's 17 and he fasts very well, but he doesn't fast the same way we do. He kind of fasts in a different way. Can you break your diet with sugar once a month? What diet are you talking about? Fruit contains fiber, antioxidants, minerals, vitamins, just not on an empty stomach. Nope, I didn't have an empty stomach. I had something in my stomach and didn't work. Penny, that explains why the other day when I finished off a natural applesauce that my daughter did not like, I was so hungry after. Yeah, sugar doesn't satiate you. Fat satiates you, so sugar will just make you feel more hungry. where do you get the Mountain Valley? I get it, I would say most people are finding it at any kind of like health food store, Sprouts, major grocery stores, and I find mine at Walmart. How long does it take for sugar cravings to decrease? It depends on how consistent you are and how, I guess probably how consistent you are and how well your body flushes it out would probably be it. I think it's different for everyone. I say just be very consistent with making sure you don't have any sugar slip-ups, and all sugar will help it go faster. If you can't drink mineral water, drink water, and add some minerals to your body, like supplement-wise, if you need to. How do I get into the July 29th class? I'm so ready. So Doris, we close out registration for July 15th, around July 15th, so you can sign up after that, or if you sign up before, we can just move you if you want us to. Hey, Michelle, I haven't seen you for a while, and Rachel, good to have you here. Cutting out fruit to stop hot flashes. I'm hoping it works. We already did that one. Okay. La, 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 la. What about red wine? Red wine is fruit. It is grapes that have been fermented. So red wine is also the one that tends to give women the most trouble. So if you find that you're having hot flashes and leg cramps and insomnia, I would also cut out your red wine for a while, see if it goes away. I know you're not a cookie cutter diet plan, but what do you feel are a cross between keto and Atkins? Okay, the way I eat is high fat, moderate protein, conscious carbohydrates, which mean I never limit my vegetables. I don't know what you would call that, a cross between, but that's the way I live. So I know I have plenty of carbs. I just do them in vegetable form. I've never been a fruit eater, thank goodness. Oh, lucky you. Stacy, I had an apple to break my fast today and crave sweets for the rest of the day. Resisted urge to make cookies. Yeah, so you go from fruit to cookies. Like, how horrible is that? So just cut the fruit. I love the shade you're throwing on Dr. Oz. No, I'm not throwing shade on Dr. Oz, but Dr. Oz has a TV show that he needs to keep ratings on, and we all know that. So bless his heart, he's doing what people want to hear about. And so, he's got to do what he's got to do to keep his show alive. I totally respect that. Shanna, hey girlfriend. Do you have any idea why too many nuts would bother me so much? You might just have, so if you're doing mixed nuts, I would say break them apart and eat them individually. My husband felt like he was kind of having a reaction to too many hazelnuts or macadamia nuts, one of the two. Like, I can't have cashews, but I can have pecans. My son can't have raw almonds. He can only have roasted. So I would break them up and try nuts individually and find out which one might be bothering you. Does LaCroix have minerals in it? I would check their website. I'm not sure. It doesn't really say on the can. Tracy, the mineral water, is that added minerals or natural within the water? I get kidney stones, so I try to avoid things with added calcium. Do you know? I would say just research some websites, Tracy. Some have calcium, some don't. Yeah, sugar is food coma. Yeah, so if you get the sugar out of your life and the fruit out of your life, your brain will seem clearer too. I found you through a friend in a Facebook fasting group. I am venting and ready to give up. I am 59, postmenopausal, and have had a belly I cannot get rid of since I was 42. I joined the class. Oh, awesome, Patricia. So you're going to be starting hopefully the 15th. Within the first week, you'll start noticing some difference. I say berries are not okay. Berries are fruit. Even if they're the lower glycemic, you want to try to cut everything out until your symptoms go away. And then when your symptoms go away, then you have the liberty to kind of slowly introduce some things and see how your body responds. You won't know how your body is responding until you completely get everything out, give it about a week, and then reintroduce some stuff. Do you count calories? I do not count calories. I don't count calories, and I don't count macros, and I don't portion control. I just eat. Always soak nuts before eating them. Nope, I don't soak my nuts before eating them, and I am fine. Tori, so if I just eat pretty healthy from 12 p.m. to 8 p.m., I'll see results how soon? I don't know. It depends on where your body's at. Remember, results come from your hormones being balanced out, and since you don't know where your hormones are, you have to just give your hormones an opportunity to balance themselves out with some consistency and determining what good, healthy eating is for you and your body, because it's different for everyone. I do 16 to 19 hours of IF, but I put a splash of, what is HWC? Ooh, lots of deletes from my assistant. There must be some action going on YouTube. Can you explain how you eat in the future? I don't even know what that means. Are potatoes okay? Depends on how your body breaks them down. I can eat potatoes just fine, white potatoes and sweet potatoes, and I use them before I run. So if I'm going to go for a run, I eat potatoes the night before in my feasting window, so I have some energy to get me through a long run the next morning. What are your suggestions for helping with the hunger if mineral water is not an option? I just can't drink it. without being rude, you kind of just have to suck it up, or coffee. They'll balance out eventually. My hunger hormones are totally balanced out. Like, I can manage them. I love being in a hungry state. I just drink mineral water because it makes me feel good and it helps with some of the menopausal symptoms I was having. Do you cook your veggies in any fats like olive oil, coconut oil, bacon grease? Bacon grease? No, we douse our vegetables in avocado oil. My eating window depends on my family and the lifestyle that we have going on any given day. Usually 20 to 24 plus hours. Do you think 16-8 is okay to do every day? So far, I've been doing it Sunday and feel good. So you answered your own question. You feel good? It's good to do every day. I always say, there's no hard and fast rule for what you guys are doing. If you're feeling good, then that's working for you. If you're feeling out of sorts or you're not feeling good, then I would say you got to tweak something that's not good for you. What you eat for a treat? Oh, I'll go over that on a different video. What is your main exercise? I don't have a main exercise. I run and I do spin class and I do whatever I feel like doing on any given day, basically. I haven't really been working out consistently to even be a model of what exercise should be. I've been following you for 2 months now and doing IF on my own. I'm 30 and feeling absolutely amazing and lost 20 pounds. Would love to join your group for further knowledge. Okay, awesome. The link's in the comments. July 15th is up and running. Registration-wise, we start on the 15th. As soon as the 15th is up, then we start registration for the 29th. What if I'm not hungry at 20 hours? Am I doing something wrong? Nope. That means your hunger hormones are settled out. Eat as many vegetables in a day that your body can handle. Your body will tell you when you've had a good amount. Okay, so let me share with you guys what I was going to tell you about how I handle fruit. And so fruit should really be in a dessert type of category when you're thinking about what you want to achieve long term for your look and your feel and how you want to manage your intermittent fasting and balance out your hunger hormones. So fruit in my life is really considered in the dessert category, and I rationalize it this way. How many times in a day or how many times in a week can I indulge in dessert and look and feel the way I'm hoping to? And it sure is not every day, and it's definitely not multiple servings a day of dessert if I want to look and feel a certain way. So when I put fruit and dessert in the same category, it's super easy to rationalize it and to kind of figure out where you put it in and where you have to take it out. And so what I have found for me, because I absolutely love fruit, is that I have to keep it out more than I let it in. Because once I kind of get that yearning for fruit and I get that sweet taste for fruit, then it's really hard for me to consciously walk away from it without indulging in it. And oftentimes that's what happens to us as women. We unconsciously put things in our mouth because we're thinking about 20 other things that we have to do or the people that we need to care for. And I could literally sit down and eat an entire watermelon while I'm thinking about the 20 other things that I need to accomplish in my day, or who I have to pick up from school, or who I have to drop off at volleyball practice, and what I have to do with the dog. And then I could sit there with an empty bowl of watermelon juice and be completely sick. And so I am an all or nothing person. It's best for me to just be nothing than to think that I am at a position where I can control it. Now, I'm not trying to imply that I have some sort of disorder with fruit or that I can't manage, myself around food. I'm definitely not in that kind of position. I just really like fruit. And fruit used to make me feel really good. And since my body chemistry and my hormones have changed, I just can no longer break it down. And so I have to keep it out. And I weaned myself through that process by just using fruits that were higher, that were lower in the glycemic index. And so I kind of stuck with the berries, and I did the green apples, and then I went down to I only had one green apple on a Tuesday, and I only had a green apple on a Thursday, and that's how I kind of weaned myself. And now I was down to just a little break off section of a banana, and that was okay until I started realizing that my body wasn't processing that very well. And now I'm back to nothing. And I'm going to see kind of how my body responds. I'm hoping that July is a month that I could really slim down and shed off a little bit of extra body fat that I don't think that I should be holding on to with everything that I'm doing. And I'm hoping that the fruit's going to be that thing that's going to do it for me. And so it's a super easy decision to make when you have a goal that you're trying to achieve, and it's sustainable, it's realistic, and it just means kind of taking something out temporarily to see how the results go. Fruit is not anything that I'm gonna be creating some sort of deficiency in my body over. I get plenty of minerals and plenty of nutrients and plenty of calories and plenty of fat from the other things that I incorporate in my life. And I do not follow a ketogenic diet. I follow a meal system that works best for me and my body's chemistry, which is a high fat diet, moderate protein diet, and I eat as many fresh vegetables as my body can handle in any one setting, and I don't worry about how many carbs are in those vegetables. And that has really worked for me as far as maintaining not only my health, but my energy and everything that I'm looking for with what I'm doing with intermittent fasting, and most importantly, living my most authentic life. Because what we don't want to create is an environment where we're constantly feeling like we're having to exit our life following or chasing down some specific diet plan that has no real connection to us and our own personal body chemistry in life. So if you find that you're struggling, my advice to you is create something that works for you and stop trying to follow someone else's plan that wasn't really designed with you in mind. Let me see if I can find any more last little comments, and then I'm going to pop off of here. I have consult calls to do tonight with my July course members. Let's see. I love that, living your own authentic life. Yep. That's the way you got to do it. There's no other way to go. Add kale, celery, green apple, bone broth, protein, and veggie protein. I add kale. Yeah, see, I would have to get rid of the green apple on that. Any suggestions? I feel thirsty after protein shakes. Why are you drinking protein shakes? Women, you guys, women do not need protein shakes. You do not need that much protein in your life. If you're going to do any sort of shake, you need a nutrient-dense meal replacement. You do not need a protein shake. I feel terrible. Have been letting my teenage daughter have unlimited fruit almost daily. I just never knew this. We've been programmed to think that fruit is free for all. So it might not be affecting your teenage daughter. So I would say just go with the really low glycemic index type of fruits like berries and stuff. And then make sure that everything else she's eating is balanced. She'll be fine. I want to go on a water fast for 3 days, but I'm only 15 and I think it might be bad for me. Yeah, I would talk to your parents about that. I do 69, but if I put a splash of heavy whipping cream, is that totally wrong? I don't know, Tony. You have to see if you're getting the results that you want. I've been following you for 2 months. Okay, I already did that. Okay, let's see. I'm weaned off fruit and I don't miss it anymore. You guys can do it. Yeah, it's super easy once you get weaned off. So are you saying that we do okay with fruit? It's okay to eat? Not if you're getting the results that you want. If you're searching for, if you're the person that's constantly jumping from group to group on Facebook and constantly searching for that magic little plan that's going to make things fit into place for you, my advice is you're doing something already that's not working for you. Take a hard, honest look at your life and evaluate what you're doing. We all know what we're doing wrong, and just tweaking a couple little things are going to get you where you want to be. And you don't have to look for someone else to tell you what the answer is. It's right there in your own life. You just got to use some common sense and realize what it is, what you're eating and what it's doing to your body. So I think that's the biggest thing is you got to start really looking at your own life and what you're doing and what you're putting into it. And, I use this analogy of a cupcake. And I say, there's no woman who's ever looked at a cupcake and thought, your first thought was, oh man, that is some solid nutrition. That cupcake's going to make me feel amazing. I'm going to eat that thing and I'm going to slide right into my skinny jeans and I'm going to feel like $1,000,000. We've never said those things to rationalize eating a cupcake at some birthday party or office event or when some Sally brings in cupcakes to the office. We always look at the cupcake. We probably walk by a couple times and kind of look at it out of the corner of our eye and then try to rationalize, well, it's only one, or, I'll do good for the rest of the day, or it's only a cupcake. And we try to rationalize all the bad away, right? And what we need to do is stop doing that to ourselves. A cupcake is a cupcake is a cupcake. If you're going to eat a cupcake, just own up to it and eat the darn cupcake. But realize that it's not going to be the best thing for you, and that sometimes is okay too. But when we think about healthy food, we also need to rationalize that in a very common sense way too. And know that sugar is sugar, and fruit's going to be that thing that's going to hold us back, and plentiful amounts of vegetables are going to be a great thing for us, and having moderate amounts of protein. Unless you're going to be at the gym banging out 2 or 3 hours of, some intense strength training and breaking down your body and having to rebuild it, women don't need excessive protein. That excessive protein breaks down in your body as unused food and becomes sugar and fat itself, and ends up becoming these dead, damaged protein cells that are going to get us in trouble down the road. People market heavy protein powders and heavy protein this and heavy protein that because they have a business to run, and you shouldn't be subject to that. You do not need it. Moderate amounts of protein, and if you go a meal or two with no added protein at all, you will be fine. Have a nice balanced life with your vegetables as your carbs, your moderate amounts of good healthy protein, and try to get as many good healthy solid real food fats in your life, and everything will start to balance out for you. Every opportunity you can, create a fasting window for yourself, and you will be solid. And all the rest of the stuff is just the science that backs it all up and really makes it make common sense for us in our own brain, so that we can utilize these things that we're learning for a lifestyle that can sustain us into our aging years ahead, where we're going to be healthy, energetic, vibrant, beautiful women. And that's what we're hoping for. So the common sense factor really has to start to take a place in our life, and really start to think for ourselves. Okay, cool. So I'm going to bust out of here and let you guys go for the evening. It is Thursday night, so I won't be here tomorrow or Friday, or tomorrow is Friday, or Sunday. I'll be back Monday night at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Definitely feel free to hit up my YouTube channel if you haven't been there yet. We uploaded the how to make pesto. So if you're not on my email list, shame on you. You would have gotten that in your email today, but it is up and on my YouTube channel. And I'm going to do my best to start filming some other meals that we prepare in our home that we use for our family and that we use in our own personal lifestyle of trying to eat a high-fat, moderate protein, conscious carbohydrate lifestyle, and simple 1-2 step meals that you guys can use in your home as well. So stay tuned. We'll let you know when those get uploaded as well. So thanks so much for joining me tonight, you guys. It's been a fast week. I've only been on live Wednesday and Thursday. If you are looking to get into our course because you have liked what we've posted here on YouTube and Facebook, definitely get yourself signed up. July 15th will be here before you know it, and then we'll be closing down the group. And if you get signed up right after we close up, then you got to wait 2 more weeks before the next group starts on July 29th. So we look forward to working with you in the course. Know that we've changed a couple things on the sign up. You have an option now to take advantage of a consult call, or you can decline and just do the course if you'd prefer to do that. So make sure that you read those options carefully when you get to the sign up page to make sure that you land in the right spot that's going to best serve you on your journey through intermittent fasting. Have a good night, you guys, and I will see you on Monday night.